Hello, I am fired up today and I wanted to come on and talk to you because if you're watching this, you probably know a few days ago that Ruth Bader Ginsberg, otherwise known as Notorious RBG, died. And what happened when she passed is that I felt this surge of collective energy rising up like I've never seen before. Real feelings like I've never witnessed in a Supreme Court justice passing. And so I wanted to come on here and talk about what I've been observing and what it's really about underneath the happening, which is her death, and which is the honoring of her as an amazing being on this planet, but with a phenomenon, the energetic and collective phenomenon that's really happening underneath the surface. I want to address what that is, also what it's not, and how it directly impacts you. Whether or not you were a fan of her, whether or not you even know who she is, because I've seen that come up too. It does impact you directly. So, you know, what it is, what's happening, what I've been witnessing is this extreme sense of grief, of loss, of fear, uncertainty. Losing her seat as a Supreme Court justice means so many things, potentially, and there's a lot of fear and uncertainty about what is going to happen next. She was someone who helped make great strides in equality, particularly in terms of feminism. And so when she leaves, and this also then has to do, you know, with the Democrat-Republican thing, when she leaves, there's all of this fear of the unknown, really. What is going to happen now? We don't know, and it is pretty scary. And, you know, there's been so many people who really, she was really an inspiration for and could identify with her and what she's doing. And so it was her, because she's an amazing human being, right, who did amazing things on this planet. But what's really happening underneath that is what she stood for, right? And what are the things that she stood for? Tell me some in the comments below. Some of the things that she stood for were challenging the status quo, right? It not being okay that there was like one token woman on the Supreme Court. She wanted to see many more on the Supreme Court, and she got to in her lifetime. So that's another thing that she stood for. Challenging the status quo and standing up to inequality and what's not right here. She was able, through her work, to make a great impact, right, in the ways that she can, when and how she could. And she was an inspiration, right, because she showed what was possible in terms of transformation, basically, right? So that is like, you know, we're all both human and we all have these energetic qualities to us, and we all have our unique purpose for being here on this planet. And that was part of hers. And so it's amazing. And I feel like, you know, when she left this earth, it felt like this huge, like, loss for people, because someone with that amount of power and influence and ability is now gone. But here's what this is not about. This is not about idolizing her or canonizing her as this great saint, because, you know, I don't actually really technically know that much about her and what she did, but I have seen some things that indicate, you know, that she was human, like we all are, and that she said some things, did some things, had some views, which, you know, didn't speak to equality for all beings necessarily. There are some controversial things she said and did regarding Black rights and Indigenous rights. And, you know, and I posted these in my story yesterday, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to post my stories from the past few days, because that's what inspired me to do this video and speak about this, because it's so incredibly important right now that we understand the phenomenon, the energetic phenomenon behind what's happening, because it does impact all of us. Like the decisions that we make, the things that we do, the people that we're being has every single thing to do with how this whole thing is going. This whole thing, I do mean politically, I mean environmentally, I mean the health and well-being of the planet. So this isn't about holding her up as, you know, oh my God, she's gone and now we're fucked, or, you know, it's not about holding her up and saying like she was this amazing being, because when you do that, you're putting her separate from you. right? And you're saying, oh, she was able to do all that stuff. She was able to make this great difference, and now that she's gone, it's really scary. But here's the thing, is that you're not any different than her. You have the same potential and the same possibility to make a change and make a difference where you can. So what this is not about is turning her into, you know, like some kind of martyr, and then not doing anything yourself to really honor what her legacy is, right? And what she actually stood for, right? What she actually stood for was standing up for and serving one's community in all the ways that one can. And so the best way to honor her is to do that. So the other thing that this is not about is giving into the fear over what's going to happen, because I see a lot of that too. There is despair and there's fear and there's uncertainty, and that can be paralyzing. And so what I'm not saying is not to feel that. I'm saying feel that. Like feel that so fully and so deeply and so completely that that alchemizes into the energy that's needed in order for you, right, to be able to be active, to make an impact, to support your community, and to serve in the ways that you are being asked to do on this planet right now. Because we're at a critical time, right? I think we all know this. Let me know if you don't know this. I can talk more about that. Like every one of us is so important right now in terms of what is going to happen, what the outcome is going to be, what new systems are going to be created, what is going to happen with the planet, whether or not humans are going to be here. Like it's epic, and I know that can also be overwhelming, right? So the key is not to give into the overwhelm and the fear. You must, and so I'm saying, like, if you need to curl up into a ball and cry or scream or whatever, go and do that, but do that with the intention that you are going to feel it so deeply that it becomes something else. So it becomes pure potential energy that you can then utilize in order to actually be the change that you are wishing to see in the world. So, you know, what she did, which I think is amazing, because people are like, why now? This is the worst time for her to leave the planet. Actually, in some ways, this is the best time for her, because what she did was she held that seat, and she held it, right, to the very end with dedication, with service, with chutzpah. You know, she held on to that and then left. And what she did was she left this space and this opening, lots of it, for you to come in and take your seat in the great house of judicial awesomeness of the universe, right? And take your seat. It doesn't necessarily have to be in some kind of political organization, although it might be. It doesn't have to look any certain way. It just has to be your seat. And she left hers so that you can step up and take yours, right? Because I think it's funny that her initials are RBG, because it's like RGB, right? And I kept, like, in my mind confusing the two, and it's true though, right? Like RGB is that there's a few different colors, right? And you can combine them to make this broad array of colors, this like multi-prismatic essence that creates all these other possibilities, right? So you have these different skills, these different interests, these different gifts. You have your voice, you have the way that you express, and you have the impact that you are meant to make. And I can assure you that you are meant to make it. And right now this space has opened up for everyone to become their own leader, to stand up for themselves and for the people that they care about, and for, you know, people that may not have the same ability and opportunity. She's given us this great gift of inspiration, and this gift of, now you do it. I did it, now you do it. That's what she's given us. And so this to me is what it's really about. It's about you and that's the thing about a freaking rainbow, right? It's like both real and it's not real. She was both a human, an amazing, beautiful, glorious human who I honor her presence on this earth, and may we all honor each other's presence on this earth, right? And also, she's a rainbow and made of energy, which you also are. You are not any different from her. And you have the same amount of potential to make the difference that you are here on this planet to make. It is unique to you. You will do it in the ways that may even be surprising to you. But what matters is having that perseverance and that dedication that I feel like RGB had, right? And that energy that she put towards what was important to her. That is what she did. It's a great loss that she's gone, and it's also a moment to be able to receive the gifts that even in her passing we're able to receive, and to use those gifts in order to continue that legacy of what she has left a wake for. So that is my message today, and part of the reason I came on here is because I've been feeling this understanding rising in the collective. And one of my friends, she sent me this video. There is now a group called, I think it's called You Are Now RBG. And there was a woman who made a video, and she was saying the same things that I was saying, and I was so inspired watching her. So I'll post that below too, because it really moved me to be better, right? To really do, and that means like pushing through, like you know, going against the status quo, pushing against, like, through resistance is really hard, right? And it manifests in so many ways. There's at least 17 things this morning that tried to get me not on this live right now. And so I feel like it can't be said enough, right? That you are here to make a difference. You are RBG, you are RGB. You are this incredible being of multi-prismatic light, and it is time for you to shine. So please do it. Please let me know how you're doing it in the comments. Like, I want to support you. And if you don't know what your unique purpose is or how to use your unique skills and gifts, I promise you that there is a way. And if you need support with that, email me, because I know that that is why I am here on this planet. And so I am, you know, coming into this slipstream here and riding this wave so that we can actually see the change that we wish to, and we do that by being that change. So if I can help support you, email me at magic@lobsterbird.com. I'm gonna put everything in the comments so you can see it all. And I love you so much. I also love and honor RBG. Like, I just want to, like, take a moment to really honor the incredible human that she was, all of the awesome work she did for social justice. It is vast and it is amazing. And likewise, I equally honor you for this amazing being that you are, and for the potential that you also have to make a difference. I love you. Take care out there, and let me know if you need any support.